So while I was at work today, I was moving very slow, and the voices in my head were like tugging on my head. It felt like someone was literally pulling me by like my ponytail and just like pulling my head back. Especially when I'm like getting into it and I'm trying to learn new things, trying to God, I look like I'm tired and crazy right now. But right when I'm trying to really get into my work, and the women voices that I hear are freaking psychotic, dude. They're like, go die, no one cares. I mean, if these were real women, honest to God, the lowest class women, like really truly scumbags. I hate schizophrenia. I have been diagnosed with it for the past 6 years. No medications work. I don't do drugs. I don't entertain smoking. I don't get alcohol, toxic people, all that I don't do. And I never did. And I never will. And I'm now trying to figure out how to treat this stupid condition, because I didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't know. There was no underlying cause, no drug abuse, no major head trauma. There was no, I mean, I hit my head before, but it wasn't like to the point where it's going to cause me to hear voices. And then to top that off, it's, to go back to what I'm saying is there, and then I have no family history. I'm sorry, I'm just a little off because it literally feels like someone's tugging on my mind, and I lapse in between my thoughts, and I lose track of what I'm saying, because of the voices in my head. And I've done an EEG. I'm just waiting for the result. I'm waiting for the results. It was a 3 days. It was a 3-day study. So we'll see how it comes out. I'm 100% certain it's going to come back abnormal. But whatever. It's at least a start to where the problems are stemming. And any time I try to do anything, and they'll sit there and they'll say, oh, we're gonna rape you wherever you like go that's healthy. We're just gonna have a guy just chase you right out of wherever you're going, whether it be the gym. Someone's gonna like be super obsessed with me and make me too uncomfortable to go, or which has happened often. But I'm not going to leave over that. I mean, there's security, there are people there, there are cameras, and just basically saying like they'll rape me, they'll abuse me, they'll ruin my financial transactions, they'll retard me while I'm trying to prepare emails or put together estimates or quotes for my clients, in hopes to ruin my calculations and then ruin my transaction and my reputation with that client. It's just the women voices are just garbage. Like, they're just like, I don't care if you want to be a good person, or if you are, you're going to be, as far as we're concerned, you're not one of us. You're us. Yeah, whatever that means. You're gonna, we've categorized you, or we've labeled you as a drug addict, as this, as that, so you need to go act as such. And if you don't, we're gonna keep abusing you and keep making your hair fall out, making you less attractive, so that it ruins your earning potentials, aging you, it just, the things the women have said, and it's disgusting. The women voices are disgusting. They keep saying they're terrorists, dude. And I know I sound like I'm tripping out, but I promise you, the voices in my head are a trip. Like, I'm just like, how is this schizophrenia? Why aren't the voices in tune with me? I wake up and I am generally and genuinely in a great mood. I'm just like, the birds are chirping, the neighbors are, watching a movie or playing music, and like, it's just nice. It's beautiful outside. And I used to wake up and every morning I'd say, it's a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day today. And that's really me at the core. So I'm like, why are my voices not in sync with me? I mean, it's one processes. Yes, I hear voices, but why aren't they discussing the birds as I'm thinking about birds? Or why aren't they thinking about my work as I'm thinking about work? Why aren't they thinking about my kids as I'm thinking about my kids? I'm thinking about them, but it's like someone's trying to say, I want your attention, I want your attention, and you're just like, as if you're trying to say, and for me, it's like, I genuinely want to say, get the frick out of here. You're not my priority. That's what I'm telling the voices in my head. Like, my kids come first, and I try to ignore it to the best of my ability. But sometimes, I promise you, they're so distracting that I can forget everything under the sun. I will forget everything under the sun. And it's not by any fault of my own. It just is what it is. And my EEGs, my first EEG coming back abnormal, kind of gave everyone some insight on the fact that I am having trouble processing. Like, I'm not just saying the voices are throwing me off. It is literally happening. And so I'm hoping that they'll pick up some patterns and we'll start to get to the root of this. But yeah, as I'm working, and I hate making videos while I'm driving, and I'm not holding it, I'm not looking at it, but the voices are just screaming, tugging at my head. It feels like someone took my ponytail from up here and is literally pulling my head back. Okay? All because it's a high-end client and they don't want me doing my due diligence and looking like a professional in front of them. They genuinely want to ruin my reputation and all of my transactions. And they keep telling me they want to meet in person, and they want me to sign off rights to certain medical records to allow them, I guess, full ownership over these, what they're calling neural networks, or I don't know. I have no idea. Just something about my brain activity and just the records that come with it, with using the telepathy weapon to read and insert thoughts, and I don't know. It's just, it gets so like deep, and it gets really weird. And honestly, I can probably clean it all up and explain it much better, so that it doesn't sound like I'm so off. But anyways, it does get a little bit strange, and I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I feel like I believe it, like my reality and my delusions are sometimes hard to distinguish. Not that I don't realize they're in my head, but it's very hard to believe that they're not real people hiding in a house behind some computer that has, that with whatever, if you do some fingerprints or like an FBI web search or whatever they have, there are certain credentials that have to be downloaded into your computer in order to permit you to install it. And then once you install it, they have your access to your computer and all that stuff. So basically I have to say, I actually somewhat believe that. I believe that they are behind some computer somewhere hiding and trying to instigate problems between innocent people and hacking into people's heads and using telepathy weapons to spy, launder money, commit crimes against humanity, war crimes, genocide, acts of terrorism, money laundering, pedophilia. Oh, that's what it is. My eyeballs feel like someone's moving them. That's what it looks like. Anyways. So, yeah, I'm weirded out. I'm so freaking weirded out. Feels like someone's tugging on my head. And not to mention that the women's voices keep trying to shove men down my throat. Like, you're a hoe, knowing damn well that I do not sleep around. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not seeking one. I am clearly not in a healthy space. And almost to manipulate me into saying, what? I'm 40 years old. I can do whatever I want. Like, who's going to judge me? And then to go out and, like, make a point, okay, that I am making my own decisions. That is, like, manipulation, deprivation and manipulation, and, like, creating voids in your thinking, in your thought process, in your perception of who you are. And then it's rape. It's deprivation and it's rape, and they go hand in hand. And they try to deprive you of feeling happy, so you have this void, and then they call you names so you get defensive, and then you ultimately go do exactly what they want you to do, which is act irresponsible. And they do that every day. And when I'm in front of the mirror, they'll sit there and say, oh, my brother or my friend or my cousin think you're ugly. Why don't you get dressed up, basically, for the voices in my head, so that I can look wired, like I'm hiding a wire underneath my clothes or something when I'm changing in my bedroom by myself in the mirror. They'll say things like, haha, you're never gonna find a love life, you're never gonna make money, you're not of our caliber, you're not a professional, you're not a this, you're not a that, you're not a good mom. And I don't know, it's weird. It's literally the weirdest thing. I'm just like, I'm a great mom. I am extremely responsible. I am refusing to deny the fact that I hear voices. I don't care how people view me. There is a wide range to the severity of this disorder, and I don't know if you're just diagnosed and that is your baseline, or if it can progress, and genuinely, if I need the help, I want to ask for it. And I want to make sure people know. Like, I want to ask for it in advance, and I want to make sure people know, hey, this is what's going on. I'm being responsible. And it's every attempt to steer me away from doing that. Every attempt to distract me from my doctor appointments. Every attempt to distract me from helping my daughter. Every attempt to steer me away from seeking resources and financial assistance and finding support and connecting with people. It is literally, they're trying to isolate me. I mean, that's what it feels like. And I'm just so freaking tired of it. I am so damn tired of it. It sounds weird. It's never in tune with me. I love music. I love people. I love children. I love having a good time. I am very easygoing. I pick and choose my battles wisely. I am organized. I am responsible. I am someone you can trust. I will gladly be held accountable for anything that you're relying on me to do. I'm not tooting my own horn, but literally this is me. And someone's trying to say, I don't like the way you look because you're making me look like a liar after I got done saying that you're this and you're that. Now you need to go and act like the claims I've made against you. That's what it sounds like in my head. Like, go and act the way I've claimed, like what I've claimed your character is or is like go be a drug addict. I said you're a drug addict to whoever I had to request permissions from to use this telepathy weapon. Now go do drugs, you ugly stupid bee, because that's what I told them, and that's what you're gonna be. That is the psychoticness that's going on in my head. And then I'm dizzy and I have blurred vision and slurred speech, and then like seizure after seizure after seizure, and stroke, and what feels like a concussion. And my daughter doesn't know what's wrong with me. My kids are afraid I'm gonna die. I'm afraid I'm gonna die. My mom's afraid I'm gonna die. I mean, it because I literally feel myself slipping away. And I genuinely feel like I'm being tortured by some kind of a telepathy war weapon, by some psychotic terrorists that belong in prison facing the death penalty. Honest to God. Anyways, that was my entire evening. I'm about ready to bawl my eyes out and go to bed. I did a great job, but I can't even be happy with the work that I did because they were tugging so hard on my head. I canceled a date, which it was a sweet gentleman at the gym who